Hey, Chef KenDad, Jimmy Kimmel never thawed the chicken.
What?
He was so embarrassed and afraid.
Where is he?
He just ran out the door.
Oh, man. I'm starting to think he doesn't even want to be on this show.
Maybe.
What's your name?
Ryan
Who's your friend there?
Are you for real? My name is Huge
all right,
Atman.
I don't know. How did you guys even get in this house?
I had these adamantium...
This is my house. How did you get in? Did you break
Well,
in?
like I was trying to say, with these bone claws,
man.
I can usually
Well,
pick
tell
any
you what,
lock.
Now I gotta get out there and get that all taken care of.
You can do it!
Well, you heard it right there. Our chicken is frozen. Somebody probably forgot to take it out last night and thaw it. So what are we going to do? Frozen chicken, mine is set for 10 below zero. So when it's frozen, it's froze solid. But there's a way, and I'm going to show you. I've cooked frozen chicken, frozen turkeys, frozen steaks many times in the past. Sometimes they've actually turned out more moist and more juicy than thawed chicken. Let's get ready, and you're going to see Chef KenDad's secret. Maybe not a secret. I'm going to show you how I take care of that problem. Now, this is how we get around our problem. Our secret weapon, Reynolds wrap. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a 2.5 foot strip of foil, and then another strip. Same length to match. Just in case you've been wondering, there is no difference between the shiny side and the dull side. The only difference here is that one side touches the roller when they're squeezing it this thin. One side does not. What they do is they fold it in half and then run it through again to get it half as thick. So one side hits itself, one side hits the roller. That's the only difference. So let's start. Grabbing your ends together, lay them on top of each other. Sure. What you want to do is start with a 3/8 inch fold, approximately 3/8 inches. Fold it over, get the seam good. Do it again, repeat it. Fold that seam up, fold it over, pinch it down. If you want to be doubly sure you've never done this before, do it a third time, just to make sure you got a good seal. What this is going to do right here is create an air barrier and a moisture barrier. We're going to make this whole thing airtight. Now lastly, what you want to do is fold this in half, just like that, and fold it down. This last little fold, you got to help it sometimes, makes it completely airtight, completely watertight. Then open it up and let's get our chicken. Okay, now I'm going to reveal our secret. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn our oven on to 395 degrees and let it start preheating. We would be foolish to try to put a whole frozen block of chicken onto a barbecue grill. But if we partially cook it, before we put it out there, it's going to be perfect. We don't want to microwave thaw it. We don't want to thaw it in a bowl of running water. We don't have 24 to 48 hours to wait. We need it now. So this right here is how we're going to do it. And we are back. This is half of a chicken. I had them cut it on the bandsaw at Eagles Market, my favorite market. It's completely frozen, as you can see. The bone is in it, the gizzards, everything is in it as you would buy a whole frozen chicken. So what we're going to do is lay it flat side down, remove the packaging. We're going to set it in the middle, and we're going to start by pulling both sides up like this. And we want to roll it down. You need to leave some space for air expansion. Don't roll it all the way down. Bring up the bottom. Fold in the sides like you do when wrapping a Christmas present. Fold these in. Turn it around. Do the same thing again. Bring up the bottom. Fold the sides. Fold it in. Roll it. Now, once you've got it pretty much sealed in a good envelope, what you want to do is pinch all the way around. You want a good air and water seal. There we have an envelope of chicken. Let's do the other one. Now, just to show you there's no difference, we can start with the duller side up and the shinier side up. Does not matter. And voila, or violin, however you want to say it. Now you can see that our oven has reached 395 degrees. Time to put in our chickens. This was given to me a long time ago by my mother, about years ago, and it's going to be perfect for this job. We're going to set our chicken on it, one envelope there, one envelope here, and let me show you how you want to set your racks in the oven. Okay, everybody, time for a Chef KenDad teaching moment. When you open your oven, whatever temperature you're cooking at, when you first open it, the air coming out is that temperature. If you're cooking at 500 degrees, it's coming out at 500 degrees. If you're cooking at 365 degrees, it's coming out at 365 degrees. So here's what we do. We open it till the door locks in place like that, and we count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By now, once you've counted to 5, the hottest air has come out. You can safely open it and you can look inside the oven. Never stick your head in, just peek in like that. That's all you need to do. If you'll notice here also, this right here would be center of the oven. We put our top rack down 1 notch because the tops of our envelopes stick up a bit. You'll see the reason why soon. Put it on the center, close the door, and let's set our timer for 45 minutes. And that's it for our first step, leaving it in the oven for 45 minutes. This is the first step only. We're going to check the progress in 45 minutes, and it may need another 20. That depends on how well it cooks. But by doing what we just did, we're saving all that moisture, all that flavor, saving it inside. So we can cut it apart, cut the leg off, cut the wing off, cut the breast off later, and put those separately on the barbecue grill. Now we're going to take a few minutes here, and we're going to show you how to set up your barbecue grill for the summer. Mine has not been touched all winter. I'm going to show you the honest condition of what mine is in, what it looks like now. Probably I forgot to empty it before the season ended. And we're going to do everything we need to do to get it set up and ready to go. So hang tight. Let's go. Okay, I'm not even going to show you the condition of the yard. Hopefully this is picking up my voice well. All right, you're going to be as surprised as me. Doesn't look too bad. However, I forgot to empty it last year. It's filthy. Let me show you. You can see in there that it looks bad. The grills have got to be cleaned. This has got to be washed off. I've seen worse, but we're just gonna get started. Let me go find my nasty, dirty working gloves. Yeah, we should have done this before last year ended. I have foil holding all of my residue in place. This should be an easy lift, carry, and empty. We're not looking to get this spotless. I tell everybody, you do for you what you think you want to do for you. This is where all my charcoal is going to be burning. Get over spotless. Close this. Now, underneath here, there's always a bin right here. It catches your charcoal. At least I did empty mine. So we are ready to get set up. Now you will see I made a new foil lining. If it looks familiar, it's because I used the same process as I did for making the envelope for the chicken. Except I folded it 4 times and still did a half fold. And my ends I fold up because we want it to hold enough weight so when we lift up the charcoal, it doesn't separate. If you buy foil wide enough, you don't have to combine 2 pieces. All right, that looks pretty good. We got that in. Now that's just to keep the charcoal from falling through. Get our charcoal, let's add some. I still have charcoal left over from last year. It'll still be good, it was kept nice and dry. Let's check it out. few leaves into it. I don't know how that happened. It was a sealed unit. Let's take the leaves and the pine cones out. We don't need a lot, but we're going to need more than I have here. I have a little bit left. I bought another small one just in case. The reason we're using a little extra charcoal than you would think we would need is we're going to want these to cook at a low temperature for quite a while. We want to get a nice, crispy, juicy piece of chicken. It's always best to stack your friquettes like a pyramid. I'm just picking up the stragglers and pulling them up to the top. The reason why is we want a nice hot cooking center, nice and white hot, so that when we knock this pyramid down, the inside is the hottest, cooler as you go out, and you can move your chicken around safely. This is Kingsford. It's my favorite. It usually lights all by itself. I always get a little bit of insurance. I put some all the way around, especially first time of year. I'm sure this picked up some moisture from the snow. All you need is a blurble. We're going to let that sit on there for about 15-20 minutes before we light it and give it a chance to all sink into the charcoal well. In the meantime, putting our gloves back on, we're going to put our grill back together. And yes, you're going to say, oh, there's residue, there's pieces. Yeah, anything in there on the edges is going to cook off. We want to get that very hot. So let's go back inside and check our chicken. Then we'll come out and check this. Okay, our timer has gone off. And here we have our 2 envelopes of chicken. Don't worry about your foil being too hot to touch. It cools almost immediately upon removing it from the oven unless it's touching something on the inside. The main reason we left so much room in the top of this envelope is if we unfold a little bit and spread it open, we can check our temperature by poking a hole and pushing it down. It's going to be still very, very cold after our first cooking. And it is. It's only about, well, it looks like it's settling at 50 degrees. So what we're going to do is cook it for 20 more minutes, and in 20 minutes, it's going to be perfect. So let's put it back in the oven and set our timer for 20 minutes. Before you do put it back in the oven, take out your thermometer and sanitize it, roll the flap back down tightly, and pinch it closed. All right, let's get that in our oven for 20 more minutes. If you want a baked potato with your chicken, 1 for each person. I'm doing 4 because there's 4 here. Wash them, stab them 3 times, each with a fork. Don't stab your hand. Then just drizzle them with some olive oil, grind some salt over the top, and put them into the oven with the last 20-minute round of chicken. When you take out the chicken, leave the oven on. By the time the chicken is halfway done barbecuing, the potatoes will be done. So we'll put them on the bottom shelf and let them cook right along with the chicken. Okay, there's our timer. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's get our thermometer, roll our top back a little bit. Oh, it's feeling like it's perfect. I just got to quit hitting bones. Let's check it. We're topping out at 100 degrees. So this probably could have done it in 55 minutes instead of 65, but we're good to go. Now we're going to go out and start our barbecue. We're going to light the charcoal, get it cooking. In the meantime, let's get our chicken open. Let's start letting some heat out so we can work with the chicken. You can find it kind of hard to rip where our seams are, so we know we did a good job. But we just want to allow the steam to escape now. We want the heat to escape so that we can cut this down. Now I'm just going to let my juices flow into the bottom. Take that off the tin foil. There's one. And here's the other one. See how the juices come right out? We're going to slide that off. Now you can put this tin foil directly into the garbage. You're not going to need it anymore. We're just going to let these sit and cool while we start the charcoal. The charcoal's ready to go. All we need to do is get our light down at the bottom. The charcoal will start. Now remember, this sat out all winter, so it might take an extra minute, but I think there it goes. There's that side. There's that side. And all we're going to do is once it's flaming, once it's going nuts, we're just going to let it cook. All right, we're going to let that go. We're going to let this cook down. It's going to be about 15 minutes, and we'll come back and check on it. Our chicken is cooled nicely. We can touch it now. What you want to do is just find the joints, split it open, cut through the joints. You can see where that joint is there, and you can separate them pretty easily. There's a wing. We're going to separate the leg now. Nice, good-sized leg. You might want to take the thigh with it if you like. If it pulls out with it, that's great. Separate it, cut through. There you have a leg quarter. The rest of this is breast. You can take out the backbone still. If you want to get the rest of it out of there, it'll pull out. You can leave the skin on so it crisps up. Now if you turn it over, you're going to see the tenderloin and the pieces that were left in. We're going to pull this piece right off. And there we go. We're going to do the other one the same way. We're going to leave this skin. Actually, we're going to cut this little skin off. There we go. We're going to cut this little piece off. We're just going to trim it up a little bit. All right. Wing, quarter, and breast. Let's do it on the other side. All right, let's look what we ended up with. That's the leg and the thigh together. Here's one nice big breast. There's another breast. Here is another leg and thigh. Here is a wing. Here is a wing. We do have a rather butchered thigh that kind of fell apart. We can trim this meat off and cook it up. We could save it for a stock. I have a class coming up in which we're making a chicken stock. I'm going to save this for that. I'm going to save everything left of the chicken for the stock. We're going to barbecue this. Let's get cooking. Please pause and take a moment to read these important messages. Okay. You look inside there, you see it's toasty in that middle like I told you it would be. That middle is all nice and hot. So here's what we're going to do. We want air to be able to come up through the bottom. I didn't poke the holes at first. I didn't want it to fall through. So what we're going to do is we're just going to spread it out. I'll show you that final product when we're done, but we're just spreading out the charcoal. And we're going to poke a few holes through the tin foil so the air can come up through and we can control how hot it's cooking. Doesn't need to be a lot, just maybe 8 or 10. You don't really need them too much toward the center. The center will cook hot on its own, and that's good right there. Now let me show you what we have. If you look, you can see it's all spread out evenly. So what we're going to do is bring out our chicken and get it started. Under here are your air controls. This is the main air control, and this is a mini air control. So you can set it high or low for the biggest amount of airflow, and then you can adjust it micro here. We're going high with everything right now just to get all the air flowing up through, and this is going to be perfect. It's ready to go. What we want also is we wanted all of these to be toasty hot so the chicken doesn't cook to it. All we are going to need once the skin starts to cook up is barbecue sauce and a couple of brushes, barbecue brushes. If you don't have brushes like this, you can use the back of a spoon to spread it. Those brushes come in handy. I advise getting a couple to keep around. Sweet Baby Ray's is the favorite of this household. Hickory and brown sugar seems to be the big hit. We mix it up a lot, but it's always Sweet Baby Ray's. All right, here we go. We're gonna lay our chicken out. Ooh, I love that sizzle. Sizzle, no matter where it is always my favorite. In the house, on the grill, does not matter. If you notice, I'm starting with my thickest pieces toward the outside for now. I want the first cooking to be very slow out here, and then we'll turn it around. Thick, 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 thick. Our wings, they don't need a lot of heat. There's not a lot of meat on those. Put them off to the side. There we go. Close your lid. Now, we're coming back here again in 15 minutes.
15 minutes later.
Okay, here we are. 15 minutes. Let's see what we got going on. We open it up. You'll want a good long pair of tongs so your hands don't hit the heat. Let's see what we got on the bottom here. Oh, it's looking beautiful. We're going to turn the thicker part towards the inside now. Oh, that's some beautiful looking chicken. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, whatever you want it to be. I'm sorry about the jankiness of my videotaping. I did not hook up my tripod for this part. And this part's on the outside. Our wings are going to be done sooner, but we're still leaving them on the outside. And yes, there we go. That first 15 minutes is kind of crucial because that's when the biggest part of the heat reduces. I don't like these to burn, so I like to start the outside thick, move them in, and let them go. There we go. We're going to come back in, let's say, 15 minutes. And as long as we're at it, our potatoes are done and they're perfect. We're going to take a knife and just stab one.
Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Get the hell out of here!
Don't worry, they always come back. Find them, gather them, put them in the microwave. It's well insulated and they'll stay warm there until you need them. What did I tell you? Here comes one now. All right, let's check our progress.
15 minutes later.
Oh, it's looking so good. Yeah, it's looking uvious, as my mom used to say. Let's see what the other side looks like. Oh, it's looking nicely. Oh, yes, we're almost there. I'll try my best to flip and watch and look and do all the things I need to do to make this easier for you guys to see. Looks like the wings be done. Let's check some temperatures now, okay? Always check the biggest. If the thickest and biggest one is done, the rest will be done too. Let's not cheat on this, so we'll watch it together. This got, I don't know why, somebody left it in an oven inside of a roast.
Maybe.
And it melted the glass, so you can't see it that well. Let me see if I can get a better focus. Hold on. Nope, but it's at about 125. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our barbecue sauce with our brushes, and then we're going to just let it sit and let the barbecue sauce thicken on there while it cooks to the right temperature. Here's what I do. Get it on top and then play Picasso. Just brushes and paint it. Always make sure everybody wants barbecue sauce on theirs. Some people don't. Some people like just plain chicken. Now watch. Here's what you do. Brush it around. You don't need it on both sides. There's no reason to flip it over and cook it on the other side like this. There's a lot of barbecue that you can. You flip this over and try to finish cooking it so you can get barbecue sauce on the bottom. This is all going to burn, which is not bad tasting, actually. Burner barbecue sauce has a very good flavor to it. There we go. Now we're going to just let this sit. In about 20 minutes, it'll be perfect. Oh, I think they're nice.
20 minutes later.
Let's see how we're doing here. Look at that barbecue sauce. Oh, it looks delicious. Oh. Okay, let's see. See if we can get it in focus. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We're gonna go eat now. Let's get a plate to put this on. There's our plate. Here's our chicken. 1, 2. Oh, it's still so juicy. This one's mine. Yeah, I love the dark meat. There we go. That should look beautiful. Oh, it does. Now, we're going to keep our gloves in here so we have them for next time. We're going to leave the grill open to let it finish cooking down, and then we're going to come out and close it, and we're going to go inside, and we're going to eat.
Hey, Chef KenDad, how's the thieves?
Everyone is welcome.
Everybody should be following Chef KenDad.
And here's a beautiful quarter, a baked potato, and a side of corn. That is a great looking dish. That's a great looking dinner right there. You can put whatever you like on the potato. You can put just butter on it if you like. Let's put some sour cream on there. Oh, it goes everywhere. Oh, that looks delicious. Yep, I like my sour cream. And we are all set. That is dinner. That is delicious. You can go ahead and eat whatever you like. If you like a little pepper, put some pepper on it. This is a pepper grinder I got for my wife. It's my first time using it. There we go. All right, eat.
We gotta get out of here, man. We gotta go.
Where you going?
I just want to get back to my life.